This channel supports Extra Life in its efforts to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. For more information about how to donate and join in their efforts, go to the link displayed here. Extra Life. Play games, heal kids. What up, everybody? This your boy Black Magus and Powers, episode 6. So, the aftermath of Wolf's basically running through a bunch of people, eating all these motherfuckers and absorbing as much power as possible. It was pretty good. It was good in that in an episode that followed such an action-packed one, you got a lot of depth story-wise to it. You got to see a lot more on people's personal relationships and backgrounds come to fruition. You got a little bit of a reveal for things to come down the line. They're doing a very good job of setting things up for big things to come about in the future. They're really setting their payoff very well, at least in my opinion. So, aftermath of the whole thing, the police department is holding a memorial service type of thing for the officers who were eaten by Wolf during the whole debacle. 4 of them. We found out that Trip Hammer is still alive. It looked like he got his ass, like his head crushed in, but you find out later down the line that pretty much Trip Hammer is a fucking robot. For the most part, he's pretty much cyborg when you think about it. His body is mostly made out of titanium, as Walker said in one scene. But so they're doing the memorial thing. You get Trip Hammer talking in the beginning to Wolf, asking him how does the thing makes him feel, the drainer. And for a second the drainer trips out and they're like all freaking out because they're like, oh shit, Wolf's gonna get loose. But it goes back on, which shows a fatal flaw in the whole drainer thing, which is as long as the power is maintained to it, he's good. But if something happens to the power, pretty much flip of a switch, Wolf's back in action. Because remember, the drainer, it seems they still haven't explained it to the fullest, but the drainer, it seems, just basically takes away your current energy. It like drains away the energy of your powers that you have now, but when it goes away, it restores them. Now remember, Wolf ate a lot of people. He ate a couple of powers as well, so he's pretty much a ticking time bomb. That shit goes off, he's gonna explode all over the fucking place. So they're gonna have to definitely be careful. They're gonna have to keep the pin in the grenade, so to speak. So memorial service, we get a glimpse beforehand. We get a glimpse of Dana and how she feels about her father. She's pretty much not feeling the dress he gave her. She seems to be a little distant from him, and you find out later where a lot of her distance is, because her father's like pretty much a popular I forget what his rank was. He a lieutenant, captain, something like that, but he's a vice division cop, very personable, charming. He was at the whole memorial telling all these crazy stories of things that happened with him and other powers and whatnot. And Dana's not feeling it, even though her father is the life of the party and everything like that. You get an interaction at the memorial between her and Walker that was pretty cool. By the way, before Walker got to the thing, he was at home and he saw his suit, and it was kind of a good scene because you see him looking at his suit, his old suit that he used to wear when he was a superhero. And you see him just staring at it like, damn, because remember, in the last episode, for that brief moment, he got his powers back and he was, quote unquote, his old self. So you can see in his eyes, he was just like, shit, if only it were permanent, But, he put it back. got himself together and headed off to the thing. Same thing with Retro Girl. You know, she had to get herself together because remember she had her breakdown moment with Walker, where she was just like, you know, letting loose all the stress of being a superhero, you know, trying to save everybody, not able to do it, caring way too much, not being able to fulfill promises and all that. It just kind of broke her down. You know, she comes off at first as just basically someone who's just all about the business end of things, but you find out that she really does care about her job and what she does. So all this stuff comes together at the party. Dana has a conversation with Walker. You know, she pretty much balls him out for locking her away and lying to her about using the sway and all that stuff and keeping her away from the fray, stuff like that. Telling him, like, look, we're supposed to be partners. We're supposed to work together. You got to be honest with me, and I, you know, be honest with you. And we can't just do that. We're supposed to be a team and things like that. Meanwhile, she's still pissy about her father because her father, you know, he's sitting there, he's charming everybody, and she's just not feeling that, not in a good mood over that. And he's getting drunk, he's being the life of the party. He brings up a story about, I forget the name of the hero, but the one that little girl Callista sucked off, basically. There's no better way to put it, in the first episode. And Trip Hammer rolls up on the scene and hears it. He's like, yo, you really talking about a different person, because he's not as wonderful as you think. This guy was a fucking pimp, and he basically used the police department to hide all his transgressions or to do like his dirty work and he didn't really give a fuck about police. He pretty much like used them to be like cannon fodder until he decided to show up and save the day and shit like that. And Walker had to stop him because he saw that Trip Hammer was drinking. You kind of got the sense that alcohol and Trip Hammer don't mix very well, so Walker kind of came over to like calm down, because you heard Trip Hammer's like, yo, I'm dry, I'm cool, and Walker's like, okay, yeah, that's cool, let's just go chill. So when they step away and they go check out this drainer that he's building for the police department, and you know, Walker's asking him, yo, be honest with me, where does all this power go that you take from these powers? It has to go somewhere. And Trip Hammer's, you know, he's a little buzzed, and he's like, you know, I can't really explain that to you right now. I mean, it's going to take a while and all that. And Walker's like insistent on finding out. Well, before he could even get anything out, Retro Girl shows up, says her condolences to the family and whatnot. And then him and Retro Girl, they kind of have a conversation, which kind of distracts him from the thing with Trip Hammer. Meanwhile, Dana's still bugging over her father, and eventually her and Walker get together again and have another conversation, and then she reveals that the reason why she's so pissy at her dad is because one of the stories her dad was telling was this thing where him and his boys ran into like some type of drug spot or something, and during the midst of the whole thing they were getting killed or they were getting assaulted by the team, and then the superhero he was talking about showed up, saved the day. Well, apparently her dad's dirty as shit. She wasn't supposed to know this, but he was basically at that place with his boys to raid it for cash, you know, because it had a lot of money. And apparently there was some money that was supposed to be there that was never accounted for. Apparently her father got a lot of that cash in the mix. I guess they took, like, I think they said $500,000 and like probably split it between him and his crew, and that's why he has the nice house that she stays with him and all that and things like that. So that's why she kind of has, you know, disdain, because her father never felt her being a sheriff, and he always played up like this whole be the honorable cop, be the badge, you're supposed to be this like image, because he even gave her a speech about, well, you're supposed to do this because this is what we do as cops and blah blah blah. And I guess she's not buying it, because while he says one thing, he's pretty much not honorable at all. So she addressed that with him later, which was pretty cool, when she told him like, yo, I know exactly what you did, dude, like you're not as cool as you think you are and shit like that, and told him that she was leaving. So that was interesting right there. there was a moment with Callista and the kid. By the way, you find out that the son of his partner's mom is actually the publicist for that Zora chick, who he admitted to Retro Girl, Walker admitted to Retro Girl that he didn't want to say that he was the one that saved the day, because he didn't want to do it because his powers had been taken away again. That he didn't want to be that guy again that had his powers and lost them all over again. It seems to really bother him that he lost his powers, and it bothers him even more that he lost them again. And he's not taking credit for the whole getting rid of Wolf thing, because Zora basically is getting all the buzz, all the shine in the media for this right here, and so she shows up at the spot for a publicity thing, talks to the family and all that. You can tell that she really ain't feeling most of the buzz. She's a little awkward with the fame right now, but I thought that was interesting that dude's mom is actually working for a I can't say the word. A publishing company that promotes certain powers, and Zora is one of them. That was pretty interesting. But go back to the Trip Hammer thing, and Trip Hammer in the drunken haze after Walker and Retro Girl go back to him to kind of be in private and talk some more. He says something about the Black Swan is coming, which I think is a nod to the conversation that him and the chief in charge of the Powers Division, a conversation they were having a few episodes ago when they were showing Trip Hammer test the Drainer at first. I think that Trip Hammer is sitting on something that's really huge, that's going to be really impactful, and you got a glimpse of that because the way he was saying it, and like the way they would look, like Retro Girl and Walker were looking at each other like, what the hell are you talking about? They were trying to get him to say it, but he was pretty much pissy drunk at the time, so they couldn't get that out of him. So it's going to be interesting to see. By the way, I just skipped totally over what I was talking about with the kid. So the kid, he's still with that chaotic chick, the crazy chick who was helping him, talking to him while he was playing that video game about we need to do something to make powers, like people know the truth about powers. Well, she got him to go spray paint a police station, and Callista was along with him. Callista took a recording of Power, who came after them when she saw him, but then an accident happened, so the Power just decided, well, I gotta go save these people in the accident, and they got away. Well, flash forward to near the end, after him and the girl fucked, by the way. That girl's a fucking slut. Goddamn, little girl. But I said it before, he probably was going to get topped off from her anyway, and sure enough, he did. So, after a conversation he had before they hooked back up, he had a conversation with that chaotic chick, and she was like, yo, we need to put this on the web. We need to show them how bad they are, blah, blah, blah. Well, after he had sex with the girl, chaotic chick hit him up and was like, yo, check this out. I hacked into this website that talks about powers in a positive way and took that video, uploaded, and then manipulated some stuff and changed the wording and let people know that people died because of that power in the accident, which is totally untrue. And now everybody's buzzing over there like, yo, these powers are causing people's lives and all that. Callista heard that, and it's upsetting her because she really wants to be a power. She's really hoping that she has power and her powers would come out. And her and homeboy, I think his name Crispin or something like that. Forget how they pronounce it, but he doesn't like powers, and he was in an argument with her earlier about that, and she kind of stepped off, and she didn't know that he had actually went ahead with this girl's plan. He had no idea what him and this girl were planning at all, because as far as she knows, this chick isn't someone that she's that familiar with. So she walked in on the conversation when the chick was talking about how she pulled this dumb shit, and so now he's looking like a fucking chump in front of her, and rightfully so, because why would you do some shit like that? That's pretty fucked up. That's a very fucked up thing to do. It's not cool at all. and it's probably going to come back to haunt them because they're pretty much lying to the public just so they can paint a certain picture about Power simply out of hatred, which just doesn't play well at all. So we're going to see all the fallout from everything that we've heard. We're going to see if we're going to get any more information on what the Black Swan is, and lots going on right now. Pretty good episode. But anyway, you guys hit me up, let me know what you think, and as always, I'll holler at you later. This your boy Black Makers, and I'm out. Deuces.